Hello, my name's Georgie Newbery and I am a flower farmer and florist based between fashionable Broughton and up-and-coming Wincanton here in sunny southwest England in Somerset. And today I'm going to make my regular bouquet orders up and I thought you'd like to join me. Thrills and spills. And I'll give you lots of tips and tricks along the way. If you like the tips and tricks as we're going, you can always buy me a coffee. I will put the link. I finally worked out how to put the link in the writing bit, technical term, writing bit which describes this clip. And I think that link is going into all of the writing bits that describes each clip. Anyway, you can always buy me a coffee if you like. And if you do like, please subscribe to the channel. There's a subscription button somewhere, sort of underneath the screen, my picture. And you can always press the bell icon and we'll tell you when we have new clips. So let's get on and make some bouquets out of these little beauties. Oh yes. We don't have an enormous amount going up this week because I had a full day workshop yesterday. I've got a full day workshop tomorrow and I've got a nice little wedding to do on Friday. And so what I do is I always look ahead at what I've got coming in, going out, and take a view a week or two before and sell out at some point, because there are physically only so many hours in a day. And at the end of the season, I would like to have some skin on my hands and a head on my shoulders and not have gone completely mad from working endless, incredibly long days. At some point, this is a lifestyle business. It's not supposed to finish you off entirely. So this lot here is 350 stems. I cut them between about 9 and 10 this morning. And just as the sun was burning off the autumn mist, because today is the first day of autumn, I beg your pardon. And so they are going to make 350 stems. They're going to make 5 bouquets, 2 different sizes, and a mixed bucket for somebody to collect as well. And then we'll cut more tomorrow, we cut more the day after, and the wedding on Friday. Anyway, onwards and upwards, here we go. So as is always the case, I start with a little mix of foliage so that I've got something for my flowers to nestle into. I'll show you when I've made it, otherwise it's going to be very long and boring. This is a fun ingredient. It's coming to the end of the season, and so my penstemons are sort of a bit woody and sort of bushy. So I'm cutting deep into them, which is part of the job anyway. I'm kind of clearing them back. But by doing that, I get these lovely little bunches. And if you received this very bouquet tomorrow, you could take cuttings from the penstemons and make new plants. I have had people in the past ring me up and say, "Oh, thank you for the lovely bouquet you sent my mother. I visited her some months later and found cuttings from a bouquet that you'd sent her coming along nicely in pots, and she's going to plant them in the garden." Happy days. So this is a third of one of my big bouquets, and I'm making it in thirds because otherwise you can imagine it's too big to hold in one hand. So there is... I'm going to do that twice more and it'll be one big bouquet coming along. So I've made 3 of these bunches and now I'm going to tie them together and I'll make one big bunch. I'll show you how. Oh, it's heavy. So look, 3 bunches, 1, 2, 3, put them together. As if I'm making, it's like a giant hand tie. Look at that, woohoo! It is a giant hand tie. It's not like anything at all. It is an actual giant hand tie. And then I tie them together in exactly the same way as I would an ordinary hand tie. It's just a big one. And I think I've got this tip from a book by Paula Pryke, I think. Years and years ago when I first started, I was sort of looking through, I've read lots and lots of books about how to be a florist. I lived in rural Somerset. There weren't an enormous number of courses I could go on. And I had tiny children, no time, no money. Anyway, but I did have the books. So I think it was a Paula Pryke tip that was to tie 3 bouquets together and make one. Look at that, I'm gonna cut the ends off. What I do sometimes on the TikTok is I go, sometimes you need the florist for scale. And I swing it around like that. Anyway, there you go, social media tip. Fling your flowers around. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Sometimes you just need the florist for scale. Big enough, everybody? Yes, big, blousy, beautiful, and very, very bright. Bit like me. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So here's another one. Ready, steady, woohoo! They are gorgeous, aren't they? I set myself. And I'm going to make three. Those are the two big ones made now. So I'm going to make three smaller ones, but I'm still going to make them in three bunches and tie them together, because otherwise, at this time of year, everything gets very jammed together if it's very tight down here. So that way it keeps it a little bit looser and there is more room. Look, Graham Thomas. Yeah, just say yes to yellow roses. Okay. So now I'm making, the big ones I've just made are, we call them classic bouquets, and they have 75 stems in each. And this size, this is a third of the size of our kitchen table bouquet, and they have 50 stems in each. Very simple. So that's a third of the size of a 50 stem bouquet. So I'm going to make three of these, tie them together, and then you've got a kitchen table bouquet. I'm going to turn you off again because frankly it's very, very dull to watch somebody sloshing around the table, picking dahlias out one at a time. So I'll, come back to you in a minute. So this is probably a more manageable size bouquet for your average domestic situation. This is our kitchen table. This is the size bouquet that I would have on my kitchen table, for example, being of an average domestic situation. But I have tied it in three because it means that there's a slightly looser top. I'll just cut the stems off there. And they're lovely. They're lovely, I think they're lovely. There's about, I don't know, next time I make one, I'll count how many varieties are in there. But we try and keep our bouquet so there's plenty of interest, not just endless repeats of the same thing, and plenty to come out too. So, this is a lovely, beautiful sunflower. Look at the colour on that. That's real chestnut, isn't it? And then there's another one in here somewhere, which is in relatively tight bud there, but will come out. So the bouquet is made to last and last, so long as the person who has it on their kitchen table remembers to snip the stems from time to time to keep the cellulose drinking cells open, keep the water in the vase clean, so maybe fresh water every day, and a clean vase so that it's not all manky when you touch it. They should last and give plenty of interest to, oh, hello, give plenty of interest to the person who has it on their kitchen table. Right, better make another. Come on, enough of this chat. So I've had a count up, and I think I've got 10 different varieties of flower and foliage in here. But that's not within that, there are several different kinds of dahlias. So there are dahlias, Rebecca, sunflowers, Amivisnaga, this lovely blue sage, the grass, the Physocarpus, the penstemon, that sort of thing. And then obviously there are several kinds of dahlias and roses, several kinds of dahlias. So that's what I like to do is just, a lot of different interest in a bouquet. I wouldn't want my customers to be bored. So the skill is to cut pretty much exactly what you need. I've got a few, oh, hang on, I'll put this down. So I'm all done. That's the bucket for picking up tomorrow. Few leftovers for making a bouquet. I've got a workshop tomorrow, so I'll make a bouquet for the table. But otherwise, all used up, which is really important because otherwise you're cutting too much. You don't want to cut too much. Everything takes time. You've got to organise your time really effectively. Otherwise you're exhausting yourself for no reason. Anyway, what I've done when I finish, I take all the buckets, and because we use no chemicals in our water, no chemicals, it's just water, nothing else in it. So I can water the pots outside the back door with it. Hooray, because it hasn't rained since I don't know when. So there they all are, ready for packing up and collecting for all our local clients. Very cheerful, lovely colours, and diddly 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 diddly, and there is the untidy studio. That's the bomb site. So now I'm going to tidy that up, pack up the flowers first, tidy these up, and get ready for a workshop. So this afternoon we have an online workshop at 5 o'clock with people coming from all around the world. And we're going to talk about sowing hardy annuals for overwintering for flowers early next year. Well, not that early, but early next summer. So that's my job at 5 o'clock. So a bit of a tidy up, get ready, and we'll start again. If you've enjoyed this clip and have found it useful, then please do subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon, wherever that is, up here somewhere. And we'll tell you when we have new clips out. And if you appreciate the tips and tricks I hand out willy-nilly, then please do buy me a coffee. Obviously, you're not really buying me a coffee, but there's a link in the wordy bit of this clip that you can click on, and it's just a way of just supporting these little clips, which is very nice of you and also really helps me out. So thanks very much and makes me want to do more clips. So thank you, and I will see you all soon. Bye. One-handed filming is always easy. When I've packed up the bouquets, the water from the vases also goes in the pots by the back door. Waste not, want not.